Introducing Bristow, Oklahoma flower wholesale farm. Think about it, okay? I got this front acreage that I farm, and really, I can't really do tomatoes because you can't get I hardly get a post in the ground to stake them up. So I'm going to use my greenhouse, my old greenhouse frame, because I can't keep plastic on it in this Oklahoma wind. I'm going to frame my tomatoes up on that. Okay, so that's beside the point. Welcome to Bristow, Oklahoma flower farm. Wholesale. It's my first year, so there's going to be a lot of change in the next little bit. Ta-da. Okay, so behind me I've probably got, what would we say, 700 little bitty squares in that flower fence. So I'm putting 4 seeds every square. Now I've got the Pro Cut Orange from Johnny Seeds. I was going to do 1 in every square, but then I'd have to have like 4 rows of this fencing and 4 rows in this garden. And I don't want to do that. I don't. I want to do 2 rows of this sunflowers, and then I want to do 2 rows with 4 sections, 2 rows in each, 4 sections, 2 rows, 4 sections of something else. I've got zinnias, coneflowers, and rudbeckia this year. I also want to get snapdragons because wholesale or florists want those because they're hard to ship from other from long distances. Also, sunflowers are heavy and they tend to squash in transit is what I hear. So I'm doing sunflowers, rudbeckia, zinnias, coneflower. All right, and then later on we're going to try snapdragons and some other taller stems things to put in flower arrangements. So this is the flower farm. I've tried to grow vegetables the last 4 years, and 2020 was great because I had a lot of time to be home, but now I have another job. So my hope is to just work on the farm next year. And it's not going to happen this year, but next year I'm hoping that really all my work will be here on the farm and I'm able to make enough money to stay home off my farm. I thought I could do it with vegetables, but really I don't. It's just me doing this, really. My husband tills it up for me and he'll help me a little bit, but he has a lot on his plate too. So really it's up to me to plant and harvest and tend the garden, which vegetables, it takes a lot of produce to make anything really, unless you're going to do a whole field of tomatoes. And I don't have the kind of structure or infrastructure to do a whole acre of tomatoes. I just don't. So I figure we're going to go this way. I looked up on the internet and wholesale sunflowers go from $1 to $3 a stem. And I'm starting out with $1 right now because this is my first year and I don't know what I'm doing really. Just now getting into it. I don't know how the flowers are going to turn out. There are several variables to having a successful sunflower. The bug pest pressure is one. Soil conditions, which sunflowers really thrive in poorer conditions, I've noticed, because my soil is real sandy. It doesn't hold nutrients really well. So I've been working on that with mulch amendment over the years, and you have to be really careful with that because you can get grays on and it wreaks havoc on your land. And I got some a couple years ago and I planted tomatoes over in this other garden and they looked sick. They were all crinkly, they wouldn't grow, they didn't get above a foot and a half tall. The fruit, they didn't really set fruit, and it wasn't good. So we're going sunflowers. We're going flower farm now. And I've had a lot of different ideas for the farm, selling jelly, selling canned goods, growing vegetables, and now here we are at flowers. Last year I grew flowers. I had sunflowers over in the front of this other bed, and Kenna planted them for me. And some of them came up, some of them didn't. But we had fresh flowers in the house as in the growing season, and I really, really love that. So I thought, you know, these flowers really make me happy. And if I'm gonna put in all this hard work, I really want something that's gonna make me happy, make me smile. So that's what we're doing this year, guys. Let me walk you over real quick and show you my project that I have been doing over the last couple years. Now, it hasn't been tended. I haven't gotten the weeds out. I was really gauging it for when it did start to grow grass, okay, pretty good, to be able to plant here. Now this, let's see if I can get y'all stood up again. All right, this patch here is probably 100 by 80, 100 by 100, and I've done this. There's mulch here. It's been sitting for a couple years. Okay, so the top of it's real woody looking, gray, okay? But if you come dig down, you can see it's starting to break down. Still pretty mulchy. Let's see that dark color down there. Okay, so eventually I want to plant here. I'd like to try some native grasses over here and some native flowers, maybe a couple native trees to Oklahoma, and see how that goes. This mulch keeps this moisture in the soil. I mean, you know, it keeps the moisture. So I think a couple of years, a couple more years, it should be really broke down. The thing about it is, this came from a tree service, so a lot of it wasn't really broke down. You still got big, you know, bark or wood pieces in it. You got sticks, so you can't run that tiller over it yet. I'm going to keep y'all updated. I really am. I'm going to keep y'all updated. And I really should rake this garden out before I start planting, because it's got those tiller lines in it, you know, and it's not real even. I planted my first row before I evened it out or raked it for the weeds, and it's not going to be good. I'm going to have to rake it a lot. I'm going to have to weed it a lot. It's just what it is. It just is what it is. All right, so I'm going to continue planting here. I've got about halfway done. So, thanks for joining the farm today. Love y'all. Bye.